there should be some boundaries that you don't cross, even within your revolution. I'm saying this to say an attack on the Fon of Mankon is an attack to the entire Northwest. I know you're righteous. I know you are honest. I know you mean well. I know your cause. They've hurt you guys so bad more than any other Anglophones. You are the only group of Anglophones people that have felt pain in that country more than any other Anglophones. You've labeled people blackleg, and you are here talking about freedom of speech. What kind of speech? What kind of freedom of speech?
He went to collect bribe to come and influence quarterheads to participate in an election ban in Ambazonia.
Your freedom to expression should not trump other people's freedom to expression. And Ambazonia does not represent the entire Anglophones. You see individuals like this, if they succeed with their movement, you all will be slaves under individuals like this. You all will be slaves. Stand up and speak and let your voices be heard. Bamenda is what it is today because of that open heart to welcome everyone regardless of where you come from, including those who left from Yaoundé, the Bamili case that came over. He opened up Mankon to everyone that come in this place you can call home. An attack on the Fon of Mankon is a no-go area.
In the past few weeks, we watched a video of the Fon of Mankon dancing Bikusi in Yaoundé. We saw him reduce our tradition to bare bones, shaking hands with a fellow enabler in the capital of the country that has laid waste to our coastlines, murdered thousands of our people, surely a few kilometers from where thousands of our people lie in chains.
So you guys feel like you feel the pain of Anglophones more than any other Anglophone, or you've been hurt in that country more than any other Anglophones? Is that how you really feel? Is that how you feel? Every Anglophone feels the same pain. You are not more an Anglophone than any of us. Let that be clear. I repeat, you are not more an Anglophone than any one of us. We are all Anglophones. All of us. We are not too happy living in foreign nations. All of us have gone through hell.
He went to collect bribe to come and influence quarterheads to participate in an election ban in Ambazonia for the purpose of legitimizing a system that has given us nothing but pain and misery. We are Ambazonians, and the foundation of our political system is rooted in the nationalist manifestation of the various clans and tribes and culture. That is part of our identity, and we take pride in being members of the different clans and cultures, the customary practices that have become part of our lives through time and space. And we also take it seriously when those who are supposed to be the custodians of our culture become instruments of its demise. People without their culture is the people without a foundation. The way we speak, the way we articulate ourselves, the food we eat, the languages we speak is part and parcel of our being, without which we are hollow. And it's a tragedy that those bestowed through hereditary powers to protect our way of life have become instruments used by barbarians to destroy the foundation of Ambazonian society. We rose up to protect that foundation, and for anyone, including Angwafo, whose father was a gigantic humiliation and fraud, who decides to dance to the tune of Bikotsi and to the tune of the enemy, be rest assured that the Ambazonian people will take action. I remind every quarterhead within the Fon of Mankon that you are answerable to the forces. The sole authority within every...
When we get to that...
I just want to say briefly, I want you guys to understand the dilemma and the delusion that we are dealing with here. Again, I repeated that your freedom to expression should not trump other people's freedom to expression. And Ambazonia does not represent the entire Anglophones. I'm saying this to say an attack on the Fon of Mankon is an attack to the entire Northwest. His father that you just mentioned created a conducive environment, a welcoming environment to every inhabitant of the Northwest. Bamenda is what it is today because of that open heart to welcome everyone regardless of where you come from, including those who left from Yaoundé, the Bamili case that came over. He opened up Mankon to everyone that come in this place you can call home. An attack on the Fon of Mankon is a no-go area. That is disrespect. There should be some boundaries that you don't cross, even within your revolution. I know you're righteous. I know you are honest. I know you mean well. I know your cause. They've hurt you guys so bad more than any other Anglophones. You are the only group of Anglophones people that have felt pain in that country more than any other Anglophones. You've labeled people blackleg, and you are here talking about freedom of speech. What kind of speech? What kind of freedom of speech? You are a player and you are the referee at the same time. You claim that everyone is free to express themselves, and yet you give restrictions as to how far they can express themselves. So the Fon of Mankon doesn't have the right to express himself and associate with anyone that he chooses. You are directing now those that he should interact with. You guys are controlling who people should associate with. And there are many that have gone down like this. And I'm picking out this rhetoric because when I hear stories on the ground, I'm understanding how they connect to the leader and his vision and how they've been operating on the ground. Are you guys following? Are you guys following? That is offering somebody. This is called offering. They're offering up somebody to be targeted. If his group doesn't get him, other groups will get him. And I'm saying an attack on the Fon of Mankon. If you attack the Fon of Mankon, you are attacking the entire Northwest. There should be some boundaries. There should be some limit to this entire movement. For the past 7 to 8 years, we've given you all the chance, everything. Right now, your boys have even sophisticated weapon, but yet they are not as active as the entire movement was in the early 2016 right up to 2018. And do you know why? It's not just because of the guns, it's because the people were united and they felt like there was a just cause. And that is the statistics you used to claim that, oh, Anglophones were or are for this cause. Right now, that is not the case. And I expect you guys to present to us a current census or a poll that you guys have conducted to prove to us this 2024 that you have the entire Anglophones rallying behind you for this cause. If you guys cannot present that, I want to let you know, count the people that you're working with that have guns on the ground doing what they are doing. And that is the number of people that are in your group. And those who are financing your movement, those are Ambazonians. You don't represent the entire Anglophone zone. Let that be clear. And I'm saying this to every Anglophone. If you guys sit down and watch this, one of us stand up, make themselves superior, and all of you sit quiet and watch this happen. I want to let you know, we are not going to sit down and watch this happen in this generation. It stops. It stops. Almost all the Anglophones that have talked to me, including people within your age group and even within your group, say they see no chance of you guys moving forward with what you are doing. My question to all of you, why sit quiet and watch this? If you've chosen to be passive, this generation, we are not. It's just a matter of time. The bullets will go out. But again, the Fon of Mankon is a no-go area. Every Mankon man around the world, everyone that has lived in Bamenda, if you have a business in Bamenda, you have a property in Bamenda, you own something in Bamenda, this is a no-go area. You see individuals like this, if they succeed with their movement, you all will be slaves under individuals like this. You all will be slaves. Stand up and speak and let your voices be heard. You will be slaves. You experience the war system. And I'm letting you guys know, that is why they cannot unite. And that is why they've created all these narratives. And I'm letting you know, if we do not unite and act and speak as one, we will continue to go this direction. And when there is division, individuals like this always rise up with philosophies. And guess what? Everyone will be subjugated. You will regret ever thinking about this idea. If we don't solve this problem of disunity and go on to think we can lead a movement that will give us freedom. The white people or the foreign officials, they emphasize that again and again. Unity. Unity. If you guys are not united, you can't achieve anything. And if we unite, the same money that we've used to buy guns, we can use that money to start up businesses, learn, and be able to build companies that can transform our economy. Unity. We came with that spirit and joined the Francophones, and we've been spreading that spirit in that country. Division. Nothing is achieved with division. No matter how smart, talented, organized, structured, nothing works when people are disunited. People always have opinion and feel like it's okay. It is not okay. The worst of it all is ideas that don't work. And yet they want to push for it. They want to encourage others to join them. And I just want to say, nothing works with disunity. Let this stop. You guys have nothing to do, nothing to help us with. You have no strategy. You have nothing to provide us with. And let this stop. Let this stop. Let's put an end to this. So you guys feel like you feel the pain of Anglophones more than any other Anglophone, or you've been hurt in that country more than any other Anglophones? Is that how you really feel? Is that how you feel? Every Anglophone feels the same pain. You are not more an Anglophone than any of us. Let that be clear. I repeat, you are not more an Anglophone than any one of us. We are all Anglophones. All of us. We are not too happy living in foreign nations. All of us have gone through hell. But because of this divisive spirit that you guys have inherited from our forefathers, that is why we are struggling. Always looking for a way to divide. The Fon of Mankon is a no-go area. You guys have disrespected Ninja Frundi. That was a no-go area. Now you're disrespecting the Fon of Mankon. That's a no-go area. If you're disrespecting individuals like this and presenting a better option, we would have even thought otherwise. But your ideas and the where you're taking us to doesn't make sense. It doesn't align at all. Those ideas are very lofty, and some of the speeches that you sit down and read them, these are conversations I can have with people for 15 minutes and they feel like they are blessed or feel impact better than what you sit down and read to people for 45 minutes and you're counting words. I mean, like, man, come on, guys. You guys should be alive. When you're speaking, be alive. Talk like people who are living, not the dead. Even the president at his age is not even speaking slow like the way you guys are. And you're counting words like a primary school. I mean, you guys should grow up. Grew up with all this blame and complaining stories of the past, history, 1961. Away with this. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about a better Cameroon. Let that kind of energy wipe the whole nation. Let's see where we will go with this. Let that energy infiltrate the entire nation and let's see what we can achieve together. Everything is bad. Everything is going down. Everything is worse. The government is terrible. We are going to die. Oh, they have enslaved us. I mean, we get tired of hearing this. In bars growing up, the stories were being sung. I mean, we've heard it again and again and again. And what you guys have produced so far, man, nah, bro, nah. No. I'm just saying, like, if you have any water in your head as an Anglophone young person, if you have water in your head, I'm just saying this is not for everybody. If you can think, this is time to rally. My number is right there on the screen. Reach out, because we already have an institution here and people are studying already. There are people in Nation Builders University right now studying to equip themselves so that we come out, think as one, act as one, and not be this anymore. My number is right there on the screen. Reach out. This is how you dispel myth, sitting in your own corner and not wanting to cooperate. Guess what happens? The same spirit that we embody. And guess what happens? You allow people like this to continue to rule your territory and they'll keep spreading their ideas. And guess what? You will be a victim someday, or your family member will be a victim. And that is the story you get to tell. This is time to engage. My number is right there on the screen. We have an institution. This is not time for everybody to have opinions that don't work. I've been looking out there, hoping that somehow these ideas make sense. But the vision of the leaders and where they are taking us to is catastrophic, is disaster. They are taking us backwards, irrespective of how just and righteous they claim to be, irrespective of the victim status that they have adopted. Where they are taking us to is worse than where we find ourselves. And I'm saying not everybody that made it out of Egypt went into the promised land. Majority died in the wilderness. And those who remained in Egypt, it was better for them. Those who left thinking they were going to a promised land, their thinking could not allow them get into that land. So when they show you the stories of the Israelites and they share that with you and tell you are the Israelites coming out of Egypt, watch out for that. Tell them to go read Numbers 14 right down to 25 and understand what coming out of Egypt really is all about. Yeah.
Within the Fon of Mankon, that you are answerable to the forces. The soul
So you guys have adopted a superior status now. So the Fon of Mankon is answerable to you guys. Nah, bro. That is a line you don't cross. We Mankon people, the people of Bamenda, every inhabitant in Bamenda, nah, this is a no-go area. So the Fon of Mankon, whoever he associates with, has to be someone that you like. And that is freedom of speech for you. Even in this country, President Trump will sit down with their enemies, sit down with the president of North Korea and have a conversation. Because that is where transformation starts. No. You cannot restrict people's movement and determine who they talk with or dictate who they should associate with. You can persuade them with good speeches as to why they should not associate with whoever you think they are associating with that you do not like. You cannot force human beings to associate with others that they don't want. And this is the problem with the whole idea of government, because you're trying to create another government that would be like a dictatorship. That is what you're trying to create. It's scary. And I'm repeating this again. Anglophones, stop wasting time. Put yourselves together. Work and develop your nation. All these stories will take you nowhere. 1961, the international community has made it clear. How will this be implemented? Because no foreign nation is willing to come press that magic button. And if you're waiting for it, you will live to be 200 and 300 years to see that happen. All right, if you like this video, you're going to like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.